Hello everyone, it is Briximus Prime, back at it again for another Transformers Age of the Primes action figure video, and today we're looking at the Age of the Primes Commander Class Silverbolt. Now, I would like to mention, I know this guy is a jet, and this is a type of plane that could take you on a vacation or a holiday, but I won't stoop myself so low as to follow some stupid internet trend.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
Anyway, taking a look at the packaging here, they got some really nice artwork right there with Silverbolt. Down there it says ArielBot Silverbolt. Here on the top, got some nice artwork of the Primes. Here on the side, that continues. And then here on the back, got some promo shots and such we'll be looking at. Got the mug shot of Superion right there on the side. That will come later. And overall, nothing else really to talk about. Authentic Transformers. Yes, I said it normally this time. Authentic Transformers! Anyway, there's nothing much else to this box.
Up to £240 for a family of 4. Don't miss out.
Before we get into the main figure himself, we're going to take a look at his accessories. First of all, he comes with a really simple blaster, just made out of black plastic, nothing much. And then Silverbolt comes with all this extra bull crap here, and I'm pretty sure this does not qualify as a checked bag or a carry. If you're wondering what all this stuff is for, he actually needs all this stuff in order to have, for the combined form, to form Superion. But we are not really going to take a full in-depth look at this. But we're actually going to look at this a lot more in-depth in a full Superion video. But what is current to this video, though, is all this stuff can combine onto himself. You just take these red clips and they combine onto his robot mode thighs. And you put those together. Collapse the wings, you fold down this fin right here, and then now that kind of streamlined and kind of goes with his At this rate, though, it looks like he's taking the whole damn airport with him. You could, in fact, land a plane on this plane. When he has all this stuff on him, it makes him look less like a jet and more like a, I don't know, like a pickleball paddle. Ah!
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
So yeah, it should be clear that I don't really care all that much for this section. We're just going to bother looking at the jet mode and the robot mode. Going over the jet mode, I like the gold paint here in the cockpit, and it also runs down all along the side for the windows. Got some black there on the tip there, and I like the Autobot logos he's got here on the wings. And just overall, some really nice sculpt and detail, though it is a little annoying. He has these little black bits kind of poking out. They kind of break up the silhouette there, but it's all for the sake of engineering to get this guy to look the way he does. And honestly, again, I don't really care that much about, you know, the way how the bottom of the jet works. But what is nice, though, about the bottom is he does have a bit of landing gear, so you can use that pretty much. And honestly, there's not really much else to say. Cock. And now for comparisons, here is Silverbolt compared next to Studio Series 86 Commander Optimus Prime. Here he is with Commander Class Motor. Here he is with Legacy United Beast Wars Silverbolt. And then the last Commander class that we got to turn into a jet, Jetfire. Man, Commander class is not what it used. This guy really deserves the name Jetfire because the figure's so fire. This guy, however, Silverbolt, more like Silver Butt. Got him. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's now get into this guy's transformation. And here's now taking a look at Silverbolt in his robot mode. And here's now taking a look at Silverbolt's head sculpt. I love the shiny metallic paint they use in his face and the blue eyes. Always appreciate that detail on Transformer figures, really breathes a lot of life into them. Love the red accents going on here with that Autobot logo. And honestly, the sculpt work here is like kind of simplistic. There's nothing like super ridiculous going on here, just little bits of panel lines and riveting details and stuff like that. But like, to be honest, this guy is pretty G1, kind of cartoon accurate looking, nothing super crazy. Got those bits of like the mustard yellow in there, and then he's got some more red down there. And again, just honestly, aside from the face, this guy doesn't really have a whole lot of paint work going on. It's really just the gold from the jet mode, which the backpack here doesn't look anything super spectacular either. Honestly, you could say he's rather plain looking.
And guess what, buddy? You know what that means? That means you better got it straight!
Honestly, he doesn't need a whole lot of paint. Like, yeah, I would have appreciated maybe some little bits of highlights of silver inside this guy, but honestly, I'm not that dissatisfied with the way how this figure looks. It's, you know, again, the face really does a lot for me, to be honest, but I mostly just kind of wish there was some of this gold paint kind of scattered throughout, mostly, but anyway, that's pretty much it for the details. Honestly, just short and sweet. But his posability, he has a ball joint at the head, which allows for head pivoting. His head can rotate a full 360. He can look up and down a little bit. These wings can flap forward and back. Shoulders rotate a full 360, move in and out. Bicep swivel over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow, nothing at the wrist. He does have a bit of a waist swivel in there. The only problem is his backpack kind of hinders his waist swivel quite a bit. He also has hip skirts, which allows for his legs to kick forward that far. They can kick back that far, can move outward that far. Thigh swivel over 90 degrees on those double jointed knees right there due to transformation. And then he does have ankle pivot. The ankles can move up and down. And then he does have these heel spurs, which also help for adjustability for his stability. And now for comparisons, here he is with Optimus Prime, his rival Motormaster, with Beast Wars Silverbolt, who by the way is both a furry and a simp. I mean, understandable and very relatable. The simp part, not the furry part. And then finally, here he is with Commander Class Jetfire, who is absolutely massive. That's what she said. Yeah, Silverbolt is definitely missing a lot of mass on him. But of course, the culprit for that is this pile of shit. But yeah, if you transform this thing... Oh. Yeah, if you transform this thing... And yeah, you can kind of turn it into kind of this, like, battle stand looking like, you know, like, battle wall type thingy. Which, again, it's cool in theory, but ultimately, I don't really find it all that fascinating. You could say, I'm really not gonna let this fly. But of course, like I said, we're gonna talk about all this stuff more in depth at a later time. And that is it for my review on the ArielBot Commander Silverbolt. Yeah. I like this figure, it's just, this guy is not my favorite commander class. Because again, it's hard to talk about this figure without talking about the combined form, because the combined form really is the main draw of this figure. And but like, looking at this review from just the perspective of, like, I'm looking at it through the lens of not completing the combined form and just looking at it as Silverbolt himself. This is not a good commander class figure. This guy is alright as his own standalone, like, leader class / Voyager scale figure, but as a commander class, he is very lacking. The main reason is all the extra combined components have hardly anything to do of use outside the main combined form. In jet mode, they literally just form some random spaceship expansion pack for the jet mode, and then in robot mode they formed a little battle stand thingy, like, you know, but you could ask me, well, what about Motormaster? He does pretty much the same thing. Motormaster, at the very least, actually has all his stuff go into a trailer, which is accurate to his character, having a trailer. And then he had a battle stand, which looks slightly better than this one. And then it also forms the combined form for Menasor. So, like, Motormaster at least distributed his extra kibble and accessories in a very good way, where this guy, not really done anything of use outside of combined form. Like, I really wish this figure, then, if that's the case, I really wish the Silverbolt himself had a little bit more going on. Either more paint apps, or maybe he could have had opening hands, actual wrist swivels, or maybe just extra little bits of engineering to make the robot mode feel good, which again, is not bad. I still like this figure, it's just there is a lot of missed opportunity on this figure that Hasbro could have capitalized on. So if I had to give this guy a overall rating, again, just basing it off of a figure by itself, not counting the whole combined set, because I don't have all of them yet, this guy I give a very solid 6 out of 10. I don't love it, but I don't hate him either. I think he's alright. But yeah, that is basically it for this review. If you guys liked it, give me a like on the video. If you didn't like it, leave me a dislike. I don't really give a shit. But I would appreciate the constructive criticism either way in the comment section, and I will catch you guys next time.